Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Everybody Needs a Nudge. I think we're on episode number 19. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, because last one was 18. It was a special number in the Jewish religion. Number 19, I don't think it has any significance other than Norman Levier for all you old school Bruin fans. Before your time, Connor. So we're going young on today's podcast, but Norman Levier was number 19 for the Boston Bruins back when I was growing up. And he's had his career shortened because of a neck injury.
Ooh.
Yeah, spinal injury. Norman Levier. Great story. Good start.
That's tough.
I know. He was a good player. But we got Connor Morris. Connor Morris is my nephew. Connor, how old are you?
23.
23-year-old nephew. So this is by far the youngest guest we've had.
I love it.
Right? I think he's probably by 20 years, right?
I don't know the age of everyone that's been on here.
Fair enough.
Maybe,
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
And this is the first mother-son duo we've had on.
The super fan, dude.
Yeah, super fan. She got very mad at me when I said she wasn't a super fan either. So
I know she was upset about that.
she was really, really upset.
I heard you saying it, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I was better be careful.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough Thanksgiving.
Coming for you.
I thought I was your number one fan. I'm not passing you the gravy. So, truth be told, I had a very busy couple of weeks. We're 2 weeks out from Neil's podcast. I think I listened to it, but I took away this one giant correction, huge, from last week's or 2 weeks ago's podcast. Do you know what it is, Rupiah?
I don't.
My outfit.
Oh.
Did you see the picture?
I don't watch the videos because I'm usually watching in the car, so
Right.
I can't watch the videos.
Yeah,
but no,
drive
I mean,
safe, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Very
the point.
responsible.
Yeah. Very responsible. And he is responsible. He's a responsible young man, but my outfit was a mistake last week.
Was it a mistake?
Yeah, did you see? I look like a 9-year-old boy. I look like I went shopping in Hank's closet. So here was my theory. and I have the outfit on today, right? Like I wear the same outfit every day. Actually, Shannon Dwyer, who's now Shannon Sullivan, another one of our cousins, my first cousin, Connor's second cousin, used to say you wear a uniform. That's your uniform. You dress exactly the same. Excuse me. You dress exactly the same to all family events. Oh, here he comes in his uniform. So this is my uniform. So I was like going through all the pictures and of all the prior podcasts, and I'm like, I wear the same thing. I'm going to mix it up. Right? I'm going to go hoodie. And I just got a new hoodie. I just got a new hoodie because Annabelle was in the head of the child. So I was like all excited to wear this hoodie and like represent. And Neil Cohen is like 6. You got to see the picture.
No, I saw the picture.
Oh, you did see the picture.
Oh, yeah.
I look horrendous.
No, I just was like, you did look like a little boy next to him.
Correct.
Because of the height.
But I also think it factored in the fact that I was wearing a hoodie and like my pants didn't fit. Like, I don't know what was going on that day,
If
but
it ain't broke.
like I blame Marlene for that. How did she let me out of the house looking like that?
You looked comfy to me. I'm gonna be
I guess
honest.
that's the what is he? A Gen Z? What are you? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Gen Z. That's a Gen.
1999.
You looked comfortable.
Why not?
There's
What do they say? Warren Buffett, right? He wears the same thing every day.
Yeah, it goes to
Limits
the-
his choices.
And he gets the same thing at McDonald's every morning. Gets the same exact breakfast.
There's a
Yeah,
theory
you and Warren
behind
Buffett.
that.
What's the theory?
That people in places of power or jobs that you're making a lot of decisions daily, that's something that is an easy choice to make right out of the gate. You know what you want to wear, what you look good in, and it's just made up for you every day. It's a decision that you don't have to make.
Right. It's already been made
Right.
through my uniform.
Right.
I buy my clothes at Rockland Athletics.
You and Warren Buffett.
No, the other joke that Marlene makes, and we actually just called her to try to get some information for the podcast, and she wasn't able to provide it. But the other thing she makes is, so I've been traveling. I didn't travel. I don't travel. And I had 3 trips in 3 weeks. I went to Las Vegas, I went to Chicago, and I just got back from Syracuse. I went to Syracuse for a day. And when I got back from Chicago, I had my suitcase all packed. And she went through my suitcase and she said, everything in this suitcase you got for free. All my clothes.
It was all the Breakers stuff.
Breakers stuff, Duxbury stuff, pants that I, because at golf member guests, they give, you can open up and go shopping online, and that's part of the gift. Mark Gammons, who's been on the podcast, he gets me my socks because I like the socks that he has at BlackRock. She's like, all your stuff's free. Is that amazing? Way to good.
It's kind of nice,
right?
Yeah. I don't have any free clothes. I don't think.
Well,
Unless my mom.
I think all of your clothes are free to you.
Probably.
Right?
Probably. Maybe the Lululemon stuff. Maybe I won't.
Yeah,
I won't
Lululemon's
I won't
the
buy
best.
that for myself.
They used
I
to.
won't.
So before we get into it with Connor, and actually I have a bunch of things to mention, but Connor used to make fun of me. Him and his brother used to make fun of me all the time because I was rocking Lulu like way back in the day. I was like the first guy to wear Lulu. Okay. And
that's a bold statement.
100% in this in my family, in my world, and they were like, "Oh, nice Lulu pants. What are those Lulu?"
I mean, we were like 12, so you're letting 12-year-olds get to you.
I mean, you know how sensitive I am. You know. Yeah, they were 12.
Yeah, probably. Right
But
around
at
there.
15, what were they wearing? 16.
Oh, everything.
Lulu.
Well, Bina loves it.
Head to
Bina
toe.
loves it.
Yeah, my mother, his grandmother, who we call Bina, loves to buy the Lululemon. It's good quality stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the best stuff.
lasts forever. I'm wearing them right now.
It lasts forever. So that was one of the items was I've worn the same pair of pants, Lulu pants. They're lined, coaching since Annabelle started in 2016. I wear them every single weekend during the hockey season.
It's impressive.
Yeah. So Lululemon, this week's sponsor. For all of your really nice clothing wear, go to Lululemon. A couple things that I've noticed in my life that I don't like that's going on, and I want your opinion.
Okay.
Do you have cable? You have cable television?
Well, not in at home we do, yeah. But
not at
like my apartment.
All right,
no.
so if you want to watch, I don't know, the Bruins game at your apartment, you're watching it on Fubo or Hulu or
the Apple TV.
Apple
so you
TV.
can just download all the apps like the Nesson app and stuff.
All right.
All that.
When they play a commercial, do they put the counter up in the corner, like the countdown, like this commercial is going to end in 30 seconds, 29, 28? Do they do that?
Some apps definitely do, but I don't think it's all of them. Like some of them are just they just bounce to it. Most of the sports apps, but if you're watching TV, if you have ads, usually you get a counter. But for the sports ones, I haven't noticed.
Hate the counter.
Makes it feel so much longer, probably.
Right? Because you're watching the seconds tick away. I don't even know what the advertisements.
90 seconds.
Right. What am I gonna do this whole time?
Well, that's the issue with the phone too. I'm just like, 90 seconds. I'll go phone break.
Right.
And then I'm like, what? I was like, I can't take 90 seconds off
and
to go into this and just watch the game. You know?
Yeah, and then the 90 seconds on the phone, you end up in down some rabbit hole. 3 hours later, you're like, I missed the show, the game. I have a beard, and everybody moved out. But goddamn it, I know what's going on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I saw every TikTok that was made today. I hate that. I hate that counter. And you know what else is going on in my TV watching life?
What's that?
Closed captions.
So
do you put them on?
Yes, because John has terrible hearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from the Marines.
Yeah, all the gun shooting.
Yeah.
I got a good Marine story that I'm going to tell. John will like it.
I use them for the British shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's easier to tell. Like, I just watched Game of Thrones. I'm like, I can't. Some of them, they talk too fast.
Yeah.
It's like I can't understand them. So it's helps with comprehension.
So here's my problem. Well, that goes back to like how you used to study, right? I used to the rule was try to use as many of your senses as you can, right? Read it, write it, say it, right? Try to use as many senses as you possibly can. Yeah, if you have, feel it, look at, whatever. Now I forget what I was going to say. What were we talking about?
Closed captioning.
So my problem is all I'm staring at is the words. I'm not even watching the show.
Right.
Not good at multitasking.
I think
you can do it. I definitely do it. Like I can read it and watch at the same time.
Yeah, I struggle with it.
I do too. I up down it.
Yeah.
But I think
now I can't watch something without the closed caption.
Right.
That's
what I'm saying. I'm addicted to them.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like more like what they're saying for the most part, but it's like if you catch it at the bottom of your eye level, it's easier to just comprehend, make sure like what they're actually saying.
Well, I could definitely see it with Game of Thrones or what was the Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinder. When you could read off.
I watched like a half episode. I'm like, I don't even know what language
it's
they're
almost
speaking.
it's almost like it's not English. It's
definitely not English.
I love it. I love the action, so they're awesome, I think.
Yeah, it's great action. It's great action.
You know what's terrible to watch closed captioning for? Stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
ruins every joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, because
some are
stand-up
behind or some about like a head.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But plus, stand up, part of it's the delivery, right? I mean, you can say a not funny thing and deliver it in the right way, and it's actually funny.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, you could butcher a funny thing. But you know what I found? You know what I stole recently from somebody? Remember those old pens? Remember those? I can say steal. You know what? Remember those old pens that had the 4 colors?
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole one. Do you remember those?
No, yeah, I do. A lot of the nurses use them.
Really?
When I'm working in the hospitals and stuff, yeah. Like almost all of them have them because it's like they're able to underline in red and then write in black or switch back.
I didn't even think of a
from my experience,
functional application for that pen. I just thought it was like
fun clickies.
And you would try to put all of them down at the same time.
Yeah, whoever you're sharing your office with probably hates you.
Yeah,
clicking all day.
I stole it. I think it was at a restaurant. Like it was they came out with the bill. I'm like, I'm taking that 4-color pen. I have it in my office. It's amazing.
They got like 6. You get 6 colors.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's an upgrade from when we were kids. So I've been traveling. Like I said, I had 3 flights, and everybody always says when you're flying, safe travels, have a safe trip, right? I don't think I have any control over that.
That's fair.
Right?
Right.
Call my pilot and tell him that I need a safe trip, right? I'm getting on the plane. That's all I'm doing, right?
Well, yeah,
so don't say safe travels to somebody. Say, have a nice trip, whatever. Safe travels. Yeah, no shit. I don't want to die.
No.
I'm getting on a plane. Yeah,
It's just
good.
putting it out into the world.
Oh, good karma type thing?
Yeah. Manifest.
They just care, man. What?
Yeah.
I know.
knocking 'em down.
He's rejecting the love
I know.
here.
I know.
It was a Hank say it to you, and you're just gonna be like, "Shut up! Don't say that." To
No,
me.
like a bunch of people said it to me. I'm like, I don't think it doesn't. I don't have any control.
It's the sentiment. I don't.
I know.
I
I'm
think you're
just
thinking a little too deep into it, but
I think I just don't like people. I'm trying to find a way to not like someone that says something nice to me. What's that say about me?
Just angry.
Just a mad person. Safe travels? You safe travel. You travel safely. Not me. I'm taking risks around here. Safe travels. Right? Do you think what's wrong with me?
Scrooge.
I'm not. I actually like Christmas. I'm a big Christmas guy. So before we get into, we went to Chicago. So I got a bunch of stuff about Chicago. Great city. Hank and I went out there for a hockey tournament. We didn't do great.
the Reynolds were out there too, right?
Yeah, Danny and my sister Heather were all out there. We went 0-3-1. We competed. We competed though, and I think the teams, we're like a tier 1 team, and they were like elite, and we hung around.
Was it a coaching problem or
Yeah, it's always coaches lose. No, what is it? Players lose, coaches win.
something like that?
Yeah. You know what makes a good coach? Good players.
Yeah, you run a dry land training now.
Weekend. You know what? It's funny you say that because one of the problems that we had, not to get too much into 12-year-old hockey, but one of the problems that we had was that we were getting kind of pushed around a little bit. Like these kids were stronger, bigger, stronger. Now some of them were just we're at a funny age, right? 12.
Yeah.
A lot of kids have started puberty, maybe further along than some of my guys. Certainly Hank. Hank's still a little boy, right? He's 12. He's I don't think he has hair on his legs, and he's no hair on his arms, and you know where I'm going, right?
He's got plenty of time.
Yeah, he still climbs into bed with his mom, and Oh, I know. Sorry, Hank, I just threw you out of the bus.
He's gonna be pissed. We probably
Well,
doesn't
no,
listen.
because every time I say that, he's like, "Doesn't matter. You slept with your mother till you were 11." I'm like, "It wasn't 11. It was like 9." Okay. But anyway, we're not going to go too deep into that. We're going to let that one just kind of
curled up at the end of the
fade
bed.
to black. But we were had Halloween. I think we dropped the last one on Halloween, right? We didn't do one on Halloween. Was 2 weeks ago, right?
Right.
No.
Halloween was on a Monday.
Right. So it was after we dropped with Neil.
Yes.
And we went out on Halloween, and my buddy dressed up as Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I love Ted Lasso.
And absolutely nailed it, to the point where we were at a restaurant and people were coming up and taking pictures with him.
Actually,
yes.
Great.
Did he have a real mustache?
He had
too?
a real mustache.
That's always the best.
I mean,
the fake ones never look good.
He nailed it. But it made me think, because then we started talking about. Did you watch Ted Lasso?
I did, yeah.
So have you watched Ted Lasso?
did, yeah.
All right. So we were talking about sort of our favorite scenes in the show, and right, it's like a comedy, but it's mixed in with like
The last season was pretty sad, to be honest.
Yeah,
it was more sad than it was funny. I think
it was.
dramedy.
But the scene in the bar when he's playing darts with the guy,
coolest.
Yeah, and he's like, he talks about, he has the line, the quote, "Be curious, not judgmental."
Mm-hmm.
Right, and he goes on the whole diatribe about how people always judged him, and nobody was ever curious enough to ask, "Hey, Ted, have you ever played darts?" Because if they had asked me that, they would have known that I played darts every Sunday from the age of 12 to 20 with my father or something. And then he hits the bullseye and he wins and he ends up getting the team, or he doesn't buy the team or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
But I loved the quote, "Be curious, not judgmental." Now I'm very judgmental, so I'm not do as I say, not as I do type thing.
It's good for everybody else. Not for me, but
correct.
Everyone else
you
should
should be curious. Yeah. I'm going to be extremely judgmental, and I'm going to be mad at you for saying safe travels, because that's who I am.
Oh, that was a whole roundabout story to get back.
No,
to
I just kind of put it together right there, which is pretty amazing.
That's beautiful.
But so anyway, so we go to Chicago, and we do a tour of Wrigley Field, and I love my fun facts, right? So we go and. It's like an hour and a half tour, and you sit in the grandstand, you sit in the bleachers, you see the press box, you see the away team's clubhouse, you get to the home dugout, like you see the whole thing. It's awesome. But a couple of things that I thought were really interesting, kind of sayings or I don't know, phrases in baseball that started at Wrigley Field. So at Wrigley Field, they have this old scoreboard, much like the one at Fenway Park. That's manual, right? They turn the numbers over. So the guy said that one is the biggest or the oldest or whatever it was. But anyway, they have they list all the games that are being played at that time. And on top of it are flags that have all of the teams on it. And they have you in order of so if it's like the AL East, they have you in first place. The top banner's first place, second banner, third. That's where the term pennant race comes from, because they had the pennants hanging on the flag, and they wanted you're trying to race to the top. So that's where the phrase the pennant race came from.
That's cool.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So then we're sitting out in the bleachers, and the bleachers are famous in Wrigley Field. It's a giant party. The guy was like, "Look, they could be playing tiddlywinks on the field. It doesn't matter. They're partying out in the outfield." And if you remember, the first night game was played in the first night game in Wrigley Field was played in August of 1988. So they played only day games, only day games, and they had a very famous broadcaster named Harry Carey, and he used to look out into the bleachers, because the bleachers were like free, a general admission, and they used to be packed during the day, and he would be like, "Who is out here in the middle of the day, every single day? You see the same people over and over again. Who, don't they work? Don't they go to school? What are they, a bunch of bums?" And that's where the term bleacher bums came from.
I like that. That was better than the first one.
That was better than the first
I thought the pennant race was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Boom would have liked that.
So they used to do this. I don't know how to tell him these because he doesn't listen. They used to do races at Wrigley Field. So the game would be going on. The guys and the gals and the bleachers would get bored, and they used to do bleacher races where someone would start at the left field foul pole, someone would start at the right field foul pole, and there'd be a person in the middle with a beer, and they had to run along the top of the wall and get the beer. Whoever got there first got that beer. So
they need to bring that back. I think.
Well,
baseball.
Listen, they used to fall into the field.
That makes sense. If they're
so
willing to run for the beer.
It was like, and of course it wasn't their first beer that they were running for, right?
Yeah.
It's like seventh beer or whatever. So they used to fall into the field. And if you now look at the Wrigley Field, what they did to stop it was they put a it's at a point now. The wall goes to a point. It used to be a flat wall that they could run on. Now it's a point, and there's actually, before that, they put a basket. So if you look at Wrigley Field, there's like a basket that comes off the top of the wall. And I used to think it was like to catch home runs. Mm-hmm. No.
To catch people?
It was to catch people from falling off the wall. That's amazing, isn't it?
That's cool.
Amazing.
I like that.
So this was I would highly recommend the Wrigley tour. Two last things, and then we'll get into Connor. One last thing, really. You guys have like a friend who likes, whatever wherever he is, he likes to just get into like talking about politics and like go off on these rants?
No,
You don't?
I don't. I think we're.
All right,
me
so
and my buddies
this is
are
actually a
just
good
like that,
question.
yeah.
This is actually a good question for you. At 23, are politics a topic for you and your friends?
No, I think we'd all agree, but it's still even if you agree, you end up fighting over stupid stuff. So I think like we've not outlawed it, but I also think there's people in my friend group, including me, is like not fully educated.
Okay.
Where it's like I don't even feel like I can talk on it enough. And I'm like, the only thing I can bring in, I was like, oh, I saw this on Twitter.
Right.
Like, that's not great.
No.
Like,
No.
I'm getting targeted stuff, like, anyways.
Right.
It's like, you never know. I don't trust things I read on Twitter, but if I'm
Wait a
gonna
minute.
say
If it's on Twitter, it's true. I mean, that's how Twitter works, right?
no, you're thinking Wikipedia.
Oh, got it. Okay. Got it. I crossed those out. So you don't just, it doesn't come up.
No, we really don't. It's Christian does a little bit. I think more his friends are more talkative about that. But
Yeah.
I think everyone got sick of it to a point where it's like you don't even want to touch any side either way,
Yeah, because it just ends up being an argument.
no matter what.
So I have a friend who, whenever it comes up, he goes on a diatribe, right? And he's got sort of right side views, and it becomes very uncomfortable.
Well,
And he's doing it in front of people that he doesn't know what their beliefs are, right? Like he hears one thing, the person says, "Oh, I can't believe X," and then he latches onto it, and then 25 minutes later, he's done with his conversation, and he could have offended everybody in the room. Yeah. And it's just an uncomfortable situation.
a little much. Stick away from it if you want to. Like do it in the privacy of your own home with people that want to engage in that kind of conversation.
Right.
It sucks the life out of a conversation.
Oh my God, it's the
it's
worst.
brutal.
Everybody's just like deflated, just looking at the one person talking.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good.
So we actually made that rule on this website. On this podcast. No politics. What is it? No politics, no religion.
No trigger topics.
Yeah. Keep it light. But did you vote?
No, my mom was mad at me. I didn't even know what was up for vote, to be honest with you. I saw all the signs. If I was gonna do it, I think like the advertising, the people on the things, I would have just picked the first name that I saw that has been on top of like all the overpasses, like going into Boston and stuff. I think that's how I would have voted.
Okay, well, I'm glad you didn't vote then.
Right.
Well, yeah,
but I didn't vote at 23.
No.
I mean, I voted in the last election. That was about it.
That's good.
Yeah, but I just like don't keep up with it.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
well, it doesn't really affect your life right now.
No.
If it affected
not much. That's what I told my mom.
Yeah.
She was like, you need to make your voice heard. And I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah.
It's like too late now.
Tell her you'll talk louder. You can't hear my voice? I'll talk louder. No, terrible. Dad joke?
Dad joke for sure.
Sometimes those creep out, I am a dad.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I love a dad joke.
Well, that's why we get along.
Yeah, I know.
Because all my jokes are dad jokes. And she belly laughs over there. Root beer. See, we need a camera on Root Beer because I feel like if they saw her belly laughing, it would be contagious and everybody would be laughing.
Yeah. Well, I told my mom, I was like, they need to get a camera on her.
Yeah.
The one up here or back there.
That'd be some serious stuff.
That would be serious.
Yeah. How you doing, Root Beer, by the way, before we get into...
Doing well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everything's good down in Berkeley?
Everything's good down in Berkeley.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Bought a new tree.
Oh, really? Oh.
Now we're
Got
getting
a
in.
tree.
Now we're getting excited.
Yeah. What kind of tree is it?
A weeping willow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So did you...
Snow White.
How big is it?
I think about 8 feet.
Oh, okay. It's a legit tree.
Yeah. Decent. It's going to be beautiful.
15 years from now, you'll be staring at that tree. I hate that tree. Pardon my language. I broke my own rules because that needed it, right? I'm stuck in this goddamn house. That stupid tree's been staring at me for 15 years. I love that tree. It's so beautiful. Look at it. 8 feet. Yay. You better tell John to get you some beside a tree. Look at her. She's dying, snorting. This is incredible. Right into the microphone.
I see now why you have her here.
Right, yeah.
Because she just laughs at everything you say.
Incredible audience. All right. Okay. You all right?
I just wish you saw the joy on my face when we planted that.
She's telling everybody
She
about
can't
it.
even get it out. Want to come over and see my tree?
Come look at the tree.
I know. That's where your life is.
I live in in Berkeley now. They actually have a brewery in Berkeley, technically Taunton, I think, but it's called the Berkeley Brewery.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah?
New little spot I just found.
Is it just beer or do they have food?
Beer and food.
Nice.
Yeah, they have a nice little back patio, lights, fire pits.
What's it called?
Berkeley Brewery.
Wow. Berkeley Brewery.
Plug.
Yep, little plug right there for Berkeley Brewery.
Get some nano
You
brews
better
or
tag
something.
them. You better tag them.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
And then DM them like the exact minute that it came up, and maybe we'll get on their website. What's up with that? All right,
Great.
so let's get into Connor Morris here. Connor Morris, 23 years old, grew up. Where'd you grow up?
Hanover.
Hanover,
For the
Mass,
most part.
my hometown. You were never a Hawk, though. You were always an Indian, right?
Always an Indian.
Yeah. They recently changed that.
Yeah, that's
Too bad.
That's too bad. I like the logo better.
You like the
Hawks.
You like the
No,
Hawk?
no, the Indian. No, I like the Indian logo.
Yeah.
It just like sounds better to me.
The whole
The Hawks is
situation.
a little. I don't know, it's arbitrary. It's like we have nothing to do with that, but
It's generic,
very.
right? There's
Yeah.
a million Hawks. Right?
Skyhawks, Blue Hawks, Red Hawks, like all these.
I think Whitman Hanson's the Hawks or something. They're the Panthers. I think Silver Lake is the Hawks. There's Hawks
Yeah.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so you grew up in Hanover with who?
my mother, my father.
I know
Well,
all these people.
And we, in Kingston, if you listen to my mom's episode, she talked about for like 3 years. Don't really remember much of it, but so I would say Hanover.
Yeah.
For the most part. But no, my mom, my dad. I have an older brother, 15 months older than me, and then a younger brother is 3 years, almost till the day.
So there's that much of a spread between you and Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was a freshman and you were a senior.
Yep. Yeah, and now he's sophomore, I think.
And yeah.
Wild in college.
Wow.
But
And
yeah,
what are you in college? Junior?
Technically a senior now.
Okay.
With the school, the 3-year accelerated, it's a little different.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So eventually you moved from Kingston to Hanover. You moved right next to your grandparents.
Yep. Grew up right next to the grandparents, which is, I feel like it was nice to
Yeah.
see them more than you might if you didn't live right next to them. You run over there.
Yeah. Just say hello, borrow some sugar.
Yeah. Genius move by the parents too for babysitting purposes.
Yeah.
Just send them over. Send them over to Bino and Bumbo's house.
Amazing. I didn't even think of that. Automatic babysitter right
Automatic, right? Like, what are they going to say? No?
No. And they're home.
We'll just run into the house.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what sports did you play growing up?
A little bit of everything. I feel hockey, lacrosse, baseball. I think I tried my hand at basketball a few times.
Didn't go well?
No, I think we did. Yeah, I wanted to play, and I think my mom sent me to a few that like camps, just like in town camps, and we were dribbling up the court.
Yeah.
That's nothing. I don't want to do that.
Right. You wanted to
So
get in the game and
yeah.
rain down some threes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was hockey, lacrosse, baseball were the ones I think the most in the childhood, and then it tailed off to just hockey and lacrosse.
So hockey and lacrosse in high school.
Yeah. Well, 2 years of lacrosse because we can get into that. But played my freshman year. Wasn't a fan of the coach.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, we won the state championship for hockey, and that was on a Sunday. Monday was lacrosse tryouts.
Yeah.
And it was the same coach, and I was like, oh, our season just ended. I was like, I don't feel like going to tryouts, so I just didn't play sophomore year. Came back junior year.
Oh, made a comeback.
At the urging of some of the seniors, so we had a pretty good team that year. I think we went to like the state semis, so should have won. Should have won a face-off guy.
You were a face-off guy?
No. Our
the
face-off guy
face-off guy
choked.
Oh, geez. I hope he's not listening.
No, he plays D1 lacrosse now. So,
Oh.
so yeah, who won?
Yeah.
that
So
one?
who's
Yeah.
winning now? Oh, that
But
kid.
I'm on this podcast.
Right. He is
doesn't do
not, and
podcasts,
will
so-
never be.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So
yeah.
now who's
Thank you.
winning?
Thanks. I have my back. Yeah.
Now who's winning? So, but hockey was your main force,
Always, yeah.
sport growing
Always, Yeah.
up. And you played. Did you play club?
Yeah. So I played town a lot. Obviously, I think I started kind of late, maybe 6 or 7, later than some people might.
6 or 7. Your career's almost over by then. You hadn't started yet?
Yeah, it was like I think it was around 6 or 7, like really playing. Black and blue league at Hingham rink on the small rink.
Why'd you get into hockey?
It's got to be my dad. I don't remember fully, but I think it was just like my dad played and he was just
your
like,
uncles played.
Play. Oh yeah, you guys
On both sides.
Yeah, that was. Yeah,
I mean,
that
come on.
too.
Your uncle,
but my bad. No, yeah. All right, sorry, I forgot. My legendary uncle Dan played at Thayer.
That's not what I'm saying.
And he was
That's not
captain to some future NHLers.
I was.
Correct?
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. So you wanted me to tell you. Should I read the rest?
Yeah.
Should I read the rest of it, or am I done with that part?
Yeah. Save some of it for later.
All right. Good.
Gen Z showing up.
Oh my God! I just got smoked. Show me the door.
But yeah, so then growing up, I think, I don't even know, it might have been when I was in middle school. I suck remembering my ages, but eventually I tried out for the Terriers, the Boston Terriers out of Bavis.
Yep.
And a couple other Hanover guys did too, and we all made the team.
What was the push to get you to go over there?
I think I was getting a little too good for the town league.
Oh,
and I think,
humble brag.
Oh, yeah. Little tire pump there. But no, I think it was just kind of...
It was time.
I think it was time, yeah. And so, yeah, we moved over there. I think it was a AAA team. Played there for a few years with a bunch of the same guys. I kind of stuck together. And then some people got moved up to Elite. I think I tried out for Elite, didn't make it. And then I think eventually moved over to the Breakers at some point.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those too. It was basically just the Terriers or the Breakers, the local teams.
Easy to get to.
Yeah, Bavis and Old Rockland.
Yeah. But you don't did you try it out for the Terriers team and didn't make the Elite and then move to Breakers?
No, I don't think it was like that. I think it was like I tried and I was like, I think I might have played a year. Oh, I also played for this team called the Rangers. That was technically the Terriers organization. That's a whole other thing. I think they just added teams anyways. But yeah, with a bunch of the same kids. A little bit of a cash grab. Yeah, for sure. I think that might have been the real start of like getting kids in young and creating the elites, the tiers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I think I moved to the Breakers. Played them probably, I don't know, 6th, 7th to 8th maybe. Yeah. And then 8th grade, and then all through high school I played too.
So did you have, during that youth hockey experience, did you have any coaches that sort of stuck in your brain as like, okay, this guy kind of motivates me, understands the game, or did you just have guys going through the motions? No, we had one really good guy that was the Rangers team. So it was like my first or second year in the club, a guy named Teddy Doolin. I don't know if you remember. He was around a lot, but he was just a really good coach. Like he cared a lot, and he was able to push you without making you feel bad, right? So in a way, like he wasn't a yeller. He'd pull you aside and he'd tell you, got to do this better, which I liked. I think that was kind of molded how I like to be coached. I don't need to be screamed at. You don't want to be yelled at. That makes me pissed off at you. Like it doesn't make me want to play that much better, to be honest. Right. Be like, you don't want to play for the guy yelling at you. Exactly. Yeah. But if you want to pull me aside and you want to tell me I'm not playing well, then that's fine too. Yeah. But I think that the guy that the guy that can do that is a guy that obviously earned your respect, right? And you cared and didn't want to let that coach down. 100%. Right? Yeah, 100%. So if you don't care, or if the perception is that you don't care, and you're a screamer, you got no chance, right? I think even if you do, obviously yelling is good every once in a while. Yeah, you got to kick him in the butt a little bit. It's just like, it's the point where it's like kids will end up resenting you. Yeah. And then it's like, then you're not going to, you don't have their ear at all. Yeah. Like, they're not going to listen to you. They're gonna be like, and then these days they'll probably tell their parents, or parents will have you. Well, that's the struggle now, right? Like the power of the parent in today's society. You get a couple of complaints and see you later. Yep, definitely. But I do think that the coaching has evolved even since I've been in the coaching game for 10 years. It's a different animal now. I couldn't imagine. But the old school yelling, screaming, breaking sticks, smashing things, that's over. Doesn't happen anymore. Here's some good stories about my dad's old coach, like throwing the sticks and the gloves into the stands. Who did he play for? He played at Hanover High. Jimbo Sylvia. Yeah, Jim Sylvia. Yeah. He was coaching. I don't know if we're name dropping here with the oxen over here. But. He was, but he was a great coach. He was a very successful guy, and a lot of his players love him to this day. Yep. He was a stick slammer. He was a yeller. He was a yeller. I had a bunch of good friends that played for him, but one kid named Scott Monroe, who was probably one of the best kids to come through Hanover High in all the years. Leading point. Yeah, he told me some great stories about Jim Sylvia and his motivational skills and tactics. One of my favorites is just like I was like, I wonder if a coach will ever do this to me. But if anybody was leaning up against the boards or like the glass, he'd just rip a slap shot, ring it around, so you'd get pelted with pucks if you were tired leaning against the boards or whatever. So I always like that one. That was that's a good one. Just ripping around the boards. Yeah, I don't. I'm a big don't lean on the boards guy. Like when you're waiting in line, it's just bothersome to me.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a bad look.
Yeah.
Looks
well,
like
you send him around to do those drills. Like, you should do the drills and then see if you want to lean against the board.
I would rather see the kid. I'd rather see the kid take a knee.
That's fair. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Look like a hockey player. Don't look like a kid hanging out smoking cigarettes on the street corner.
That's true.
Right?
No, you're right.
What's up, guy? How you doing? Right?
Hoodlum.
Yeah, punk.
Is that how the kids sound nowadays?
Yeah, what you doing? How you doing? What's up, guy?
He's been taking a lot of virtual trips to Brooklyn lately.
What's up, guy? Yeah.
Getting heckled by the youths of
that's
Brooklyn
what,
on your
that's
tour.
what the girls' team in Duxbury sounds like when I show up. What's up, coach? How you doing?
Hey, Tony Soprano?
Hey, yeah, so over there. Where do you want the pucks? Over there. Put the pucks over there.
Forget about it.
All right, so now you get to eventually you get to high school.
I do, yes.
And I actually went to a lot of those games. You had a very successful high school career.
I did all right, yep.
Yeah. And on the ice. And obviously you continued your education, so academically you must have done okay. Right?
Yeah, I did well.
All right. Okay. But how many points did you end up scoring in your high school career?
I think it was around 126 to 128, give or take.
That's good. Over 100 points is very impressive.
Yeah. It was 4 years. So
yeah, that's good.
Something, I don't even know. I played 80-something games, I think.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
State champ, what year?
2016. Lost in 2018, senior year.
So lost your senior year.
Yep.
Okay, so you lost your last high school game.
Yeah, I'm a loser. But
no, you got a state
I'm
title.
kidding.
You got a state title.
I'm 1-1. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was happy with it.
Tom Brady's 6-3. I mean, a lot of people. The guy from Buffalo, Jim Kelly's 0-4. Right?
That's a lot worse. Yeah.
So yeah, you got to have at least one.
At least he was in the NFL though. That's kind of cool compared to D3.
D3
South
Hobmark
Shore.
Rink.
Yeah.
I like Hobmark Rink though.
Oh, Hobmark, they got good ice there.
They do have
For
good
the
ice.
most part.
So just tell me a little bit, and eventually you end up being a captain of that team, right?
Yeah. So I started out when I was a freshman coming on. I think they were coming off a state championship loss. Coming off a state championship loss. They lost a ton of seniors.
So they lost it in 15.
They lost it in 15. No, they lost it in 14.
Right.
And then that makes sense. Yeah, 16 when we won it.
Plus 2.
That was good, yeah. Smart. It was quick there.
Yeah.
I should be counting on my fingers. But so it was a 2014-15 season. So I was able to step in as a freshman and play. I think I hit a growth spurt, I think, in 7th or 8th grade. So I was around like 5'8" as a freshman.
And how big are you now, tall-wise?
Probably 6 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was bigger for a freshman, still, small looking back on it now. But so I was able to kind of compete a little bit better, I think, than some of the younger players because they hadn't hit a growth spurt. A guy like Zach Taylor, who was like 5'3", I think, freshman year.
Right.
But yeah, so I was able to play a lot freshman year, which was great.
Who else made the team as a freshman that year?
I think it was
the kid Paul McCabe?
Paul, I think Drew Craddy made it. Zach, me.
So
I think
it
was only 4. I think it was 4, and I was the only one that played like a regular shift. Yeah. Zach played like 4th line. They were pretty good though, as a full 4th line grinders. But yeah, so then we go in and we get so that. We finished. I think we lost to Norwell, which kind of sucks.
Yeah. That's
the town next to your rivalry.
That's your rivalry. That's your Thanksgiving Day game, right?
They were nasty. They blew us out like 5-1. Just smoke. But that was like my first time in Gallo, which was. I was playing in front of parents basically every single time growing up. And now to see like the entire school come out and stuff like that.
So for those that don't know, Gallo Arena is where they play. They changed it now, but essentially the South Sectional, right? That you would go down there.
All the South games, I think. Most of the South playoff games.
And it's just an incredible place to watch a game. And we were lucky enough to have. So we actually, I wasn't playing, but I was on the other team's bench when I was coaching at Rockland, and you were playing for Hanover in that rink.
Yeah, we talked about the heartbreak.
Yeah.
Heartbreak, yeah. But anyway, sophomore year, we ended up going. We got a kid back, Brett Parker, who was really good. He was playing club. And another kid, Alex Wisness, was also playing club, and they came back, and I think we lost 1 game all year. Powerhouse ran through the playoffs. Like, we had, I think, one close game.
You had a good goalie too, didn't you? That year?
Yeah, Clapp. Clapp was So he was really good too. So it's just everything hit on the right cylinders. And I played first line freshman year. These two kids come back. All of a sudden, I'm on the second line. But we were good. I think we let up 1 goal against all year, which was our line.
All playoffs. Your line.
The entire year. Like 1 goal against.
1 goal against.
Yeah. So that was, we took a different role. Like I was supposed to be like the goal scorer first year, which was like a lot of pressure too. I think. And sophomore year, I got a little reprieve from the pressure, but
makes it a little bit easier.
Definitely. I think he had like 40 goals in 20 games or something like that.
So what he was awesome. So what year was it that
junior
I coached against you?
Yeah, so junior was that wasn't South Finals though, right? It was
no, because we didn't go. It was South semis and we lost it. So I was coaching it. For those that don't know, I started my high school coaching career at Rockland High School with Mike Flaherty, who is now the head coach of the Duxbury boys team. So that's sort of full circle. But Hanover, and at that time, Rockland was good. We had a bunch of good hockey players like Mike Flaherty, Campanelli, Matty Dunn.
You got a great 6, but you guys had a hefty drop off, I think.
But we essentially played 6.
Yep.
And we had a great goalie. What's his name was good? Harry O'Brien was good.
But yeah.
So the
Bane.
We played. Rockland played Hanover in the South semifinals.
Yep.
And do we win in a shootout?
Yeah. You guys won in a shootout. We played. What are they? 3 OTs.
Yeah.
And we got outcoached. Don't say that. Hopefully not. Outcoached. I will. I'll pump his tires. You and Flats outcoached us.
Wow. Here we go.
Flats. Again, not to pump the own tires. We had one line. It was me, Zach Taylor, and another kid.
Yeah.
Realistically. And we were shallow, and you guys knew that, and you guys beat the hell out of us, and you sent your guys after us, and we ended up tired at the end of the game. But we had a cup. That game was awesome though. Like looking back,
it was a great game. It was
OT was unbelievable.
And there's an incredible. We should actually maybe we'll try and get. There's a great picture at the end of the game of Connor and I going through the line, giving each other a big hug. We should maybe Daryce can send that picture along.
She'll probably she probably has it.
I definitely have it.
If you were mic'd up, it would have been like a sucker.
I did.
Yeah, he did.
Is that what I said?
You said loser.
I'm winning again. It was bittersweet. No. And actually, so that was a great moment in that rink. But I was also lucky enough to see Manning play his last game in that rink, the COVID year. Wasn't COVID year? Oh no, the year after COVID.
Another one, yeah.
The year after COVID. At that point I was coaching in Duxbury, and my Duxbury girls were playing right after the Hanover boys.
Okay.
And so he was the captain, senior captain, and not to steal some of your thunder here, but Manning was the senior captain. They lost. Hockey career is over. High school hockey career is over, and everybody filters off the ice. He's the captain at this time, and he actually made his way back across the. This was striking to me, and I don't even know if I've told him that story or this story. But I'm at the end of the rink getting my team ready. Turn around, and Manning comes back out of the locker room, skates across the ice, and goes and grabs all the sticks. So that everybody's got an extra stick. And I was struck by that because I'm like, okay, here's a kid who's a captain. His career just ended and got in the locker room and was like, oh, we don't have the sticks. And he went out and grabbed all the sticks.
Yeah, usually that's the manager.
Yeah, the manager or the freshman or some other lackey that didn't play that really probably didn't even need skates that day where he was just standing on the bench. And here's the senior captain, career over, taking a stroll back over the ice to grab all the sticks. That just stuck with me.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah, he is a good kid. Raised the right way, mostly by his uncle, but that's a different story. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't have anything to do with it. So now, fast forward, you score 128 points, win a state title. I thought on some level the expectation was that you would go on and play college hockey.
Yeah, that was always kind of the plan. Yep. I think that was what I was working towards, but I think that it got to a point where I had a few coaches being like, hey, you probably have to go like do 2 years somewhere.
Okay.
Like you probably do a prep year, which I would have been fine with. I'm at least in school. But one of the things I said, I was like, I don't want to do juniors. And at this point, I also already knew that like when I really made the decision, I wanted to go to nursing school anyways.
Yep.
And that was kind of like one of those things I was like, I don't know if I can do both. And I was like, the career will end eventually. Like I'd rather jump right into nursing and do that instead of taking 2 years to have a chance to play D3 hockey realistically. Like that's how much it takes to get to D3 these days. For the most part. I mean, I think there's obviously kids that are good enough to go right in, but yeah, I was told I probably do it at least a year. And I was like, I don't know if I want to roll the dice, and I've already gotten to college and stuff like that. So I think I kind of just made the decision. I was like, it all ends up in the men's leagues anyways.
It does.
I was like, I'd rather go to a school that I want to go to, not go to a school just because I got recruited or I was told I could come there. You know what I mean?
Yep. So, and I want to get into how you made the decision to go into nursing, but that what you just said is the exact conversation I'm having with a lot of girls, and we talk about it like, okay, you're good enough to play at these schools, but do those particular schools satisfy what you need academically and for the for your future? Mm-hmm. And I think that's a pretty heady decision, because I think everybody in sort of was like, oh, well, Connor's going to go play college hockey somewhere, right? Whether it's Franklin Pierce or New England School, or whatever, New England College or whatever it was, you were going to go somewhere and play college hockey, and didn't. But and the fact that you chose nursing must have had something to do with that. So why did you choose nursing? How did that come about?
It's not a crazy story or anything, but I was always interested in just the human body and like a lot of sports science stuff. There was a guy I worked out with when I was on the Terriers and the Breakers. Like when we were younger, we used to have like twice a week. We just like go in there for an hour, do some conditioning, a little bit of lifting. We got it, Brendan Shea. Yep. Runs like Shea Training Systems. Plug.
There you go. Plug. How about Brendan Shea's the little nudge that got him interested in the human body?
Yeah,
which led
there was
to
a nudge.
There's the nudge right there.
And so I just like the way he would actually sit down and explain stuff like why we're doing what we're doing. And I always thought it was very interesting learning about that kind of stuff. And then I would kind of go home and do a little bit on myself, like, oh, like my hammies are really tight. Like, what can I do? And like how, like, what are the best? You know what I mean? And that kind of went on just through school. And, my aunt, Heather, your sister, is a nurse as well. So I kind of knew, I was like, oh, well, she does it. So, and she lives a good life, you know, she enjoys it. Like she always talks about, I mean, the hours suck, but then that's whatever.
Yeah. Work's work.
But that was kind of like I was like, oh, that's definitely an avenue. My mom definitely said it to me for sure. She was like, oh, what about a nurse? Cause I was thinking about like physical therapy or exercise science and stuff like that. Yep. And I think a lot about my decision too, it was like a surefire job. If I was going to go into something like that, it wasn't like my main choice or like that, like my main reason for choosing. No,
but it's a good reason.
But it's like, that's kind of why too, I didn't end up playing college hockey too. Cause I was like, if I didn't know what I wanted to do, I probably would have done it. If I was going to go do business or something like that, I would have done it most likely, but it's like, I knew what I wanted to do.
And you were ready to get into it.
And I was ready to get into it. And I'm like, do I want to go grind it out at a prep school, like boarding school, stay there? And like, it could have been fun. Yeah. But I just made the decision.
Do you think that you had a great high school career and not just, the numbers and whatever, but it was like, there was tons of support in the town. The rink was full of people. I used to go to all the games. You'd see, it was just a great, great atmosphere. And sort of as I sat back and thought about your decisions as to why, and then, I talked to your father about it a little bit, and it always kind of sat with me like, well, he's never going to be able to duplicate that, right? You weren't going to go to name your college and play in front of, at some D3 school. Maybe
driving to like the middle of Vermont or something like that. Yeah, playing on a cold Sunday night or so. You know what I mean?
You're not going to be able to
two parents,
right? As opposed to doing what you did in high school. So it's I was like, well, maybe in the back of his mind, he's like, I had so much fun. I don't want to ruin it. I want those to be my hockey memories.
Yeah. Well, I knew people that were like, I hate playing juniors. Like every single day, like I got to go to the rink, an hour away, and do this. Like they just didn't really enjoy it as much as maybe, and they were living at home and stuff, and they were kind of like, yeah, I don't know. We just kind of grinded it out. Like I got sick of hockey, and I was like, I never wanted to get to that point.
Right.
Where I was like, oh, I'm sick of playing hockey. Like, because it's a game you love. Like I'd rather leave it on a good note than end up hating it eventually and quitting.
Right.
Because then that would just leave a sour taste in your mouth. I feel like if you quit because you're like, oh, I hate this so much playing junior hockey.
Right. And I think there's also it would have been for me, like I put on all this work and I'm still not
good enough to play D3 hockey.
Right.
Like, it's gotten to that point. I mean, my dad walked on to a D3 team. They can't do that.
Right. No, it doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
So where do you go to college?
So I go to URI, University of Rhode Island, in their nursing program. And I was going to play club there too. But the schooling ended up being really tough. So
it didn't work out.
Yeah, and they were, again, it's like they were crazy commitment for a club hockey team. Like I thought it would be like a couple times a week, 4 times a week, 2 games. I think they played 40 games from September to March.
Yeah, so
and I'm like, if I want to do that, I just would have went to a college to play.
Right.
And on like an NCAA team.
Right.
So I was like, it's like I don't think I can do that 4 days a week. Like I also barely studied in high school. No. Study in high school, guys.
Yeah, make sure you're studying out there. So high school was hard for you, though. I mean, excuse me, college was hard because of a lack of studying skills.
I had to learn how to study and be a good student, basically. Which I mean, it was good to learn at that point. But so I went there for 3 semesters total before I wasn't joining a frat either. You know, looking back, I probably could have, but it wasn't really.
That's not your style.
No, yeah, I'm not big on the frat parties and the hate, hazing.
If it happens, but you're not a big partier anyway. I mean,
I like to hang out with my friends more than anything. I don't need to be at a house party where I have to scream in my buddy's ear. I'd rather sit around and shoot the shit and watch sports and stuff.
Have a couple beers and move on with your day.
Exactly, yeah. But so I was kind of like the social life just wasn't great. It's a huge campus. It's a dry campus too. Yeah. And
which it should be until you're 21 years old. Everybody. Oh, it should be dry.
Yeah. So I wasn't partaking in any of that anyways because I was only 18.
That's right.
19 years old.
That's right.
But anyways, so URI. So it was after my fall of sophomore year, I transferred because I was just like I just didn't really enjoy it, and I was like, well, I'm not just paying a lot of money to not enjoy your college experience.
Right.
And I was fine with that, but I kind of didn't take into the fact that like I basically would have to transfer into a new nursing program.
Yep.
And start over. I could have transfer credits and stuff, but say if I went to like a UNH, like I would have to start out as a freshman.
Okay.
And take whatever those classes were. I couldn't become a sophomore at UNH. I would have to be a freshman again.
Yep.
So that's kind of what nudged my decision to pick MCPHS.
Which is what?
Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences.
Okay.
So it's a 3-year accelerated program. It's it's the same amount of semesters, but you go fall, spring, summer for 2 years, and then fall, spring. So you're doing 3 semesters a year, basically.
So you're in school in the summer.
It's the past 2 summers. Yeah, this summer was hard. It was like it's a shorter semester.
Yeah.
And that I have my clinicals and stuff in class, and it's like all my buddies are going to the beach and stuff like that.
And you're studying.
And I'm sitting in class studying, whatever. But yeah, so that's why I went to MCPHS. I was like, I don't think I can start 4 years over again.
Yep.
With all the breaks in between. Not that I'm in a huge rush to graduate, but I was like, I don't think I want to.
You're ready to go.
I was like, realistically, what am I going to go to a different school like a UNH? Probably join a frat or a sports team. That's what you got to do. You know? So I was like, I'll just go to the city. It'll be different. It's not really a campus. It's like 3 buildings stuffed into like one big building, sort of. But I it's been okay so far. The administration over there isn't. I'm not too happy with them in general, with the clinicals and stuff. But I get it because COVID.
Yeah.
Has screwed it.
But you like the subject matter.
Yeah, I'm enjoying nursing. A lot of hard work, but definitely tested my wits.
Yeah.
And my study techniques that I learned. But I really have enjoyed it. And the past 2 semesters now, we've been actually working in the hospitals and stuff, which I've enjoyed a lot more than the classroom.
Yeah. But practical learning.
Yes.
Hands on.
I've learned a lot more about
how it actually works.
Yes.
Yeah, as opposed to learning from a textbook.
They have us doing simulations and stuff, which is just not the same.
Yeah.
On some dummy that like doesn't move. I'm
Right.
like, no, not the old guy screaming at you because he doesn't want you to touch him because you're a nursing student. Not
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you got to fight through that stuff.
Yeah. You just got to eat it. But I'm a pretty patient person.
I think you have to be a nurse.
You seem very patient.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, yeah, hockey, I was a lot different. I was quick tempered, but I think in real life, I don't really. I'm pretty mellow.
Yeah,
I'd say.
So what's the next step beyond this?
Next step, so finish the semester, pass. I have one more semester after this, and then pass. Hopefully. graduate.
Hopefully pass
in May. And then
so May of the end of
next year. Yeah.
Yeah, May of 23.
May of 23. Yeah. So a year after my supposed graduation date.
Yeah.
Based on my high school graduation, but and then I really want to travel. I don't know if I want to go to work right away.
Travel nurse.
Yeah, I want to go like to Europe though. It's a little bit.
Oh, really?
I
got to go find yourself.
Eat, pray, love.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I said that to my father when I got out of college. Like, Dad, I like to go find myself. He goes, why don't you find yourself a job?
Well, I mean, my mom did it. I'm sure she probably told you. She went across.
I know. I didn't do it, so I'm mad at anybody that does.
But
she's so cool.
She is so cool.
There is a nurse shortage right now, which is awful just for in general, but I can always get a job.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I wait 2 months to get a job. Like it won't hurt me.
So you're thinking you take off for the summer.
Yeah. If I can find people to go with me.
You could go alone.
Yeah, how much fun is that though? I'm gonna go.
I don't know, meet some people.
Well, yeah, we'll meet some people. I just need I need one other person. I'm not going alone.
You know what I'm not gonna say to him when he goes?
What?
Safe travels.
But that he actually can have safe travels.
Once you get there. That's what I'll say.
Right.
Yeah. Once you get there, just don't get robbed.
Well, you can't. I mean, you can't. Well, I went to Italy for my honeymoon for 3 weeks, and it was awesome.
Yeah. I went there on a school trip. It was like 9 days. We went to Budapest, Prague, Munich, a little place outside of Munich called Brno. Austria. We went to Salzburg and Vienna.
Jeez.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was like a couple of days in each place. So
that's great trip.
That's where I want to go. I want to go back to like a Prague or a Munich or something like that.
Wouldn't you want to go somewhere you haven't been?
But it's a school trip. Like we couldn't. It's a lot different. We didn't get a ton of free time. It was just a lot of touristy stuff.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, the Prague nightlife and Munich and stuff like that, it's just like really cool. I would rather
immerse yourself in the culture.
Yeah, as opposed to when we were just going out on, we got free time. You just like go to like 4 stores and then it's like you're done.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the plan, right? Just graduate first, and then figure it out.
Graduate first, go to Europe.
Yeah.
Come home and get a job.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's a great plan.
That is a great plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if it works out.
I'd like to do that plan.
Me too.
Right?
You guys want to come with?
I want to redo. You want to go with them?
Yes.
Oh, we'll podcast from over there.
Oh, the traveling podcast.
That'd be incredible.
Awesome, yeah.
We just walk around podcasting.
Vlogging.
What is it?
Vlogging.
Oh yeah, well the vlogging. Yeah.
What's vlogging?
Video blog.
Video blog. The video.
Oh, they have that?
Yeah, it's huge.
Was that on like Wikipedia? What website is that on?
No, it's on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Should we be vlogging?
Yes.
We should.
We should have Keith out there in the field.
Vlogging.
You guys do videos though, right?
Yeah. Is that vlogging?
No, but like you could. Like if you have your your.
Well, what's the difference if we did that video at that site, real quick one? Like, what's a vlog?
So it would be like you going out and documenting your whole trip.
It's like a day in a life.
Oh,
right?
day in a life.
Like a video diary.
Got it.
So you think a blog, like what will you write about your trip in the blog, but instead of writing it, you just film yourself actually doing it.
Right.
So doesn't that take away? I know, but my mind is blown right now. By the way, doesn't that take away from the experience of doing it? Like, that's everybody's videoing everything all the time.
Yeah, most people don't do it. Like normal people don't usually do it. It's like people that are making millions off
influencers.
Influencers, $1 million off YouTube every video.
I understand that, but if you go to I don't know, you go to like a golf tournament, right? Like I went to the U.S. Open over the summer. All the pros were there. The guys hitting the ball. You want to watch the pro, whoever it is, Tiger Woods. I don't know if Tiger Woods is there, but whoever it is, and everybody's got their camera out, videoing it.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's the new wave.
I think I'd do it. I'm not a big video guy in general. Even you see people go out, especially like around my age, like 23-year-olds, like and just posting their entire night on Snapchat.
Right.
I'm like, no one cares,
right,
man.
But that's my point.
No one cares how many beers you drank, like
right, like
no one cares.
Or the concert you went
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Right.
I'm like, I could have been there.
Right.
I was like, I just saw this
I'm
entire
play it
concert.
on Spotify.
But that's my whole point, right? Like if I went to see Pearl Jam, right, and I met Eddie Vedder and I took a picture with Eddie Vedder, that's pretty cool, right? I'd be like, hey, dude, I met Eddie Vedder. Here's the picture.
But not just a video of the concert. You're saying,
right?
Yeah.
Do you want to see it? Hey, this is the concert I was at. No, you're like, no, I don't want to see that because I don't care what you did on Saturday night.
But maybe there's people that would like to see it, and those would be the ones that would subscribe to what you're doing.
Oh, I don't think that's what we're talking about, though, is it? I'm more talking about
just in general, just people in general, just video.
Joe Blow at an event, videoing the whole thing so he can show his friend. But my point is he's missing the whole thing.
Right.
Because you're staring through your phone. Your whole life is framed in this phone.
You're not
just watch the goddamn guy hit the golf ball.
I think I'd probably do it once if it was like a Tiger or something like that.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I don't really.
I'd take a picture of him.
Because Tiger's Tiger.
Right.
I'd do it. I'd take a video of Tiger. Be like, I was literally this close to Tiger Woods, but I wouldn't watch it. Like you'll see people watching through their phones. I'm like, at least put it down. And like watch with your own eyeballs.
Well, so that's it. And with hockey, you see parents videoing. It used to be one like rando parent. Now it's like the kids on the ice. They have the camera out. Now some of doing it. Like I have a guy that does it on Hank's team, and he's the sweetest, nicest, most wonderful person, and he's really doing it from a place in his heart that he's trying to memorialize his kid playing hockey. He's not showing the kid this is what you should have done on the make a better play. He's just creating memories, and that's what he's like.
Fine.
That's fine. Right, I'm okay with that. I still make fun of him, right, because he's still that guy.
Yeah, have to, yeah.
And he's a great guy. But there's a lot of people out there that are videoing it for the wrong reasons, and they're missing. But my point is, and I say this to the guy that's videoing it, even to create the memories, you're still missing the moment, because you're videoing it, and you're not seeing it in real time because you're more concerned if I'm getting it on the video. That's concerning to me. So we're not vlogging, I guess is what I'm saying.
Because
I don't want to miss.
Going back to analog,
and
no digital.
No,
anything.
I don't want to miss the moment, and I don't want you to miss the moment when you go to Europe on your mother's dime that I just approved. Okay?
You just approved it, yeah.
So Daryce, get your checkbook out. Daryce and Chris, we're going to Europe, baby.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo! Like the Bruins just scored.
They're taking you guys too?
Yeah, we're all going.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You probably find it in the budget.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll make crowd lending pay for the trip.
Numbers.
Well, buddy, I appreciate you coming on. You are now the youngest member to ever be on Everybody Needs a Nudge. I think you have a wonderful story. I think you got a bright future, and I think it's important to note all the little nudges in your life that led you to where you are, because there were a bunch. Whether it was Teddy Doolin or the desire to not play at the next level. You picking nursing because of Brendan Shea. A lot of little nudges got you where you are.
Yep. Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
You're welcome very much. And as everybody knows, if you need anything, everybody needs a nudge. So give me a call and safe travels.
Outro.